Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday, so you're going to get your Brooklyn weekly market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at Brooklyn supply came in at 31.90. Looks like it's ticking up a little bit, but you are the boss. Show me the chart.
Yeah, that is about 1.5% up from last week. And it's just like Manhattan, Brooklyn supply is slowly inching up here, Noah.
Slowly inching up. I mean, I guess the buyers want more stuff than that, but it is what it is. We'll report it for you. Let's move on to that Brooklyn measure of demand, pending sales, 3,088. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, 3088, and that's about 0.5% above where it was last week. So we've been seeing pending sales sort of on a declining trend, but right now it's starting to look a little choppy. And honestly, it's still too soon to call a direction here.
Yeah, I mean, overall, people want a summary of all this. It looks like supply has been outpacing demand and pending sales, that is, for the last few weeks, which is normal for this time of year. And when I look at that market pulse right over here, John, this is what it looks like. And you could see about, 4 weeks ago, we're down 1.08 and we're down from that.
Yeah.
We're down at 97. That's not a lot. Manhattan, we kind of fell sharp. It was like a clear down move. We see that there's a nice dip for buyers to take advantage of leverage. Brooklyn, again, a rock solid foundation of stability. It is down from 4 weeks ago, but it's just not down in a drastic way, John.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of supply came on, but the pending sales are basically right there. Not as much, but right there.
Right. That's why it's all about supply and demand. Let's take a look at that supply and demand. I'm on the UrbanDigs ticker for Brooklyn. 289 things came on the market in the last week. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, so that's down another percent from last week. So we had, that Labor Day burst of supply, and then since then, each week has been a little bit less.
Yeah, and if this is all it's going to be, I don't know. Brooklyn's going to have a rough time. I mean, usually September and October are decent listing months, so we'll just have to watch how this plays out. Buyers want that up. Anyway, let's look at demand. Contract signed in Brooklyn, that's up. 180 deals signed in the last week. Johnny, show me that chart.
I mean, it's up. It's up by like 24%, which is it's a little bit surprising. I didn't think it'd be that high in terms of percentage amount, but 180, we're approaching that magical 200 level, which kind of signifies frothy territory. So Brooklyn's still extremely transactional at the moment.
Yeah, if this ride is above 200, the buyers are going to start noticing a lot of things are going into contract. The competition is probably a little more urgent. The sense of urgency is up a little bit. That's what that does. That's what that frothiness is, Johnny. I completely agree. It is what it is, and we'll watch it, like I like to say. But let's take a look off and let's take a look at what's going on in the quarterly world. So right now we're taking a look at Q3, Johnny. We got a couple of charts for Brooklyn on Q3 on pricing, okay? And then we're going to go into a price action chart for Brooklyn. But first, let's just take a look at how Q3 is shaping up and how it compares to all those other years in terms of median sale price, Johnny. And it's clear that 2021 is taking the cake. Any thoughts on that?
Well, yes, I mean, clearly that red line, which represents 2021, is head and shoulders above everything else. But let's not forget what median price is. No, median price is sort of a window of what happened to close at any particular time. And we all know that Brooklyn townhouses are usually the biggest property type in terms of transactions in Brooklyn. So that's really going to be dragging that line ahead versus what other things have closed. So it's not a surprise to see that line out there, but it'd be more interesting to kind of drill down into sort of the specifics of that.
I agree. Townhouses, Brooklyn townhouses, in a word, that is why this number is so hot. That market has been totally transformed. When we shift this to now market-wide price per square foot, this is not like only condo or anything. This is everything, right? Price per square foot for everything, including those townhouses. This is kind of more like where we think it's not there yet. It's more like where we think the market is, and that kind of puts us back here, number 4, below 2017, 2018, and 2019, Johnny.
Yeah, and this kind of feels to me like this is again as a blended number, but this kind of gives more of a sense of relative where the market is compared to previous markets. And this, I think, is a little bit more of an accurate representation of what the overall market is doing.
Right. And now if we go into what we like to look at for price action, right, the Noah and John special, we like to focus on resale market, right? Resale market. Yep. Condos only, price per square foot median, right? That's the kind of magic formula that we like to look at here. Get rid of all the new developments, get rid of all the co-ops, all the townhouses, and just focus on it. That gives us where the market is, so we can go back in time and say, are we higher, are we lower? That's what I like. And this is what that chart looks like, John. And it's really interesting when I look at a chart like this. Okay, we're going to spend a minute on this chart because, like, when I see this, I don't know. I see a couple of channels here, right? Let me just draw
Mhm.
out what I see. I see one channel here where it looks like it's kind of flat for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay, up and down in that range. And then when I go over here, I kind of see, all right, well, we have a little upstep. We have a
Mhm.
little upstep over here, right? And then when I look back here, it's like another one of those flat channels
Yeah.
kind of thing. So like I'm just visualizing this and I'm trying to figure out where we are. And you can see right now, like, Brooklyn did not do, we never really dropped. We never had the
Mhm.
rubber band effect snapback rally. It's kind of like just in that channel and at the top end of that range. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, that's a great point. So it's interesting. So let's shift all the way to the far left side of that chart. I mean, if you look at that's 2008 to 2010, which Manhattan had a nice drawdown at that point. Brooklyn didn't. And it's very similar to post-COVID. Like Brooklyn didn't have that drawdown.
Yeah.
So the question is, what's this inflection point we're looking at? Is it sort of toward the end of the same as the end of 2010, or is it the kind of the beginning of 2010? So, at the beginning of 2010 here, it sort of got to the top of that channel and started heading down. Toward the end of 2010, we sort of kind of went back, hit the bottom of the channel, kept coming up, and that's sort of a breakout moment. So that's the question here: is which way is pricing going to go? I have a sense that with 180 contracts signed last week, with another 170, whatever it was the week before, we're getting to the point where we've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. And I think, Noah, this is my opinion, is I think we're going to start seeing in Q4, we might see a breakout here to the upside.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering, Johnny, is I look at this and you got step 1, step 2, step 3, and kind of thing. Is that next step going to be more like this cycle right here where we're going up to the next level, kind of a thing when you're looking at this historically? I look at this last point on the right here. I'm wondering, do we go down first and then we go up just like we did over here? Right? That's what you were pointing out. Do we go down first and then we go up? So this is going to be really, really interesting to watch play out. I just wanted to give a thought experiment to people on how to think about Brooklyn real estate in terms of price per square foot and price action. And again, I think it hasn't done much stuff in the last 4 or 5 years, but we are at that top end of that channel right there. So where we go from here is going to be very interesting. So,
Sure.
Johnny, thank you very much for pulling all these charts together. I really appreciate it. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, guys, if you got questions, we got answers, visit our forum. Other than that, this has been your Brooklyn Weekly Market Update, and we'll catch you next time.